tofu is one of the most famous Sichuan dishes. The origins of this dish date back to the Qing dynasty, around the year 1874. The origins of Mapo tofu come from a very specific woman who lived on the outskirts of Chengdu during this time. Now, the area where this woman lived happened to be right around the place that a lot of the labor workers came to do their business. So the workers would bring the woman tofu and meat and ask her to cook them meals. The reason these workers would bring the tofu is because it's the cheapest thing that they could afford to buy, so at the time, tofu was a very cheap commodity. Over the years, the woman was able to perfect her tofu cooking skills and come up with a totally unique way of making the tofu. This involved cooking the tofu in a strong chili paste, letting it swim basically in this chili sauce. Over time, this dish became very famous, so people started to get to know the dish by the name Mapo tofu. Now, the Mapo part refers specifically to this woman that cooked the tofu. Ma is a word that refers to someone who has a pockmarked face. Po is a word that refers to a middle-aged or older woman, so therefore, put it together, Ma Po refers to an older woman with a pockmarked face. Therefore, the dish became famous based on this woman's nickname. As the dish spread and became very popular throughout the region, the Ma part of the name began to be interpreted slightly differently, because Ma can also refer to a numbing sensation. It just so happens that one of the most famous ingredients in Sichuan is the Sichuan peppercorn. This is a particular type of peppercorn that creates a very strong numbing sensation in the mouth. Now, this isn't numb like loss of sensation, it's actually a numbness that brings out the saliva of the taster and allows them to enjoy all of the different tastes within a specific dish. Today we're going to cook Mapo tofu in a very authentic way with ingredients that you can buy from a local grocery store. First, of course, we have the tofu. In particular, you want a soft tofu for this dish. We also have here all of the chopped ingredients you'll need. There's garlic, celery, ginger, dried chili pepper, cilantro, and some green onions. There's also a little bit of mayonnaise sauce provided here. This is an ingredient that you can purchase from any Chinese grocery store, although it's not required for the dish. The final ingredient is the most difficult one to find. This is the Sichuan numb pepper. This isn't required for the recipe, but if you want to make a very authentic Mapo tofu, you can follow the link on our website to find where you can purchase this Sichuan peppercorn. The first thing we have to do is cut the tofu into small pieces. So I'm going to start by cutting this block in half. And now we want to slice the tofu into small pieces.
Now I'm going to put the ingredients in the oil. You can just dump them all in together. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water in there. And then I'm going to put the tofu in there. After you put the tofu in there, make sure you spread it out evenly. And then I'm going to add the last bit of water. Make sure the water has to just cover the tofu. And that's it. And then you set this tofu there for about 10 minutes. Once the water becomes low, then you can pretty much take the dish out. So this looks pretty much ready to go. After taking out the tofu, you can start putting the numb pepper powders on it. Make sure to sprinkle it evenly. And then the final step, you can drop in the chopped onions in there, green onions in there. And that can create a nice color of the overall dish. And that will be the final product. of the Mapo tofu.